Manchester City vs Sevilla preview. Manchester City will be in their second game of the summer and will look to avoid a repeat of the Community Shield when they face Sevilla in the UEFA Super Cup in Paris on Wednesday. Pep Guardiola's side will be in contention for a second continental title despite falling short of last season's Champions League stars. Meanwhile, even Jose Mourinho could not stop Pelangana's enduring dominance in the Europa League in the 2022-23 season. However, making waves in Europe is not the Citizens' forte heading into the 2022-23 season, and the addition of the Scandinavian sensation has finally helped end the Citizens' continental curse. Erling Haaland's 12 goals continue to break the Champions League record under Guardiola with pleasure, but the source is unlikely to take any meaningful post in Istanbul. That's because Rodri has found a way to break through Inter Milan's hitherto impregnable defense and cause chaos in Manchester's blue section. The Champions League, Premier League and FA Cup winners have failed to add to their ever-expanding squad this summer, trailing Arsenal by 12 yards in the Community Shield shootout, but wanting to continue in the Premier League. I started aiming. To the delight of all fantasy managers around the world, Haaland was a strong push for Rodri after giving Burnley a rocky start to his Premier League career with 2 first-half goals at Turf Moor on Friday. We won 3-0 with force. Claret by Vincent Kompany. The UEFA Super Cup debut comes just 3 days before Man City face fellow Champions League contenders Newcastle United in the second week of the Premier League season. Sevilla self-proclaimed cheating at home last season, but their performance in Europe is undisputed. Adapting to life under Julen Lopetegui has been difficult for Sevilla to say the least. Jorge Sampaoli's experiment also progressed quickly, with Pelangana's finishing 19th in La Liga in mid-January. However, the appointment of Jose Luis Mendilibar as manager has greatly stabilized Sevilla's side, with the 62-year-old Mendilibar leading the side in 12th place while also winning a record-breaking 7th Europa League title. Success in Budapest. Consecutive Europa League titles against Roma, led by Mourinho, who is famous as a specialist in cup finals, is a confrontation between unstoppable power and immovable objects. But before referee Anthony Taylor's embarrassment made headlines after the match, Sevilla's penalty-taking prowess prevailed. A staggering 6 Europa League titles before their success in Hungary, Sevilla also made 6 appearances in the UEFA Super Cup, beating Barcelona in their first appearance in 2006, but have since finished 5 in the Continental League. Mendilibar's side also lost 2-1 to a disappointing Valencia in the opening match of the 2023-24 La Liga season. Their record against Man City reads a dismal 4 defeats out of 4, although their 2 defeats to the Citizens in this year's Champions League group stage final, where they finished 3rd, ironically helped them on their way to second-tier glory. Manchester City vs Sevilla head-to-head. Man City, who have beaten Sevilla in all 4 head-to-head meetings, are also traditionally favorites. The Citizens have a 12-3 goal difference and have scored at least 3 goals in each of their last 3 games against Los Lojiblancos. The match included the Champions League group stage H2H matchups of the last 2 seasons, where Man City celebrated 2 overall victories against Sevilla, 0-4 in Spain and 3-1 in England. Manchester City predicted lineup 4-2-3-1 Ederson Moraes, Rico Lewis, Manuel Akanji, Josko Vardiol, Nathan Ake, Mateo Kovacic, Rodri, Phil Foden, Julian Alvarez, Jack Grealish, Erling Haaland. Sevilla predicted lineup 4-2-3-1 Yassine Bouno, Jesus Navas, Loic Balda, Nemanja Godel, Marcos Acuna, Fernando, Ivan Rakitic, Lucas Ocampos, Suso, Eric Lamela, Youssef En-Nesyri. Manchester City vs Sevilla prediction. Manchester City have a great squad and they put in a great performance against Burnley last week. Sevilla can produce performances on the day, but they have yet to reach that point this season. Manchester City are the better team in theory and should be able to win this match.